Hey everyone, welcome to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. My name is Connor. In this video, I'll be going over the top 10 coins to buy on the Base chain. We are currently wrapping up summer and entering into September. And September has historically been an amazing time to accumulate altcoins, especially coins on Base. For example, last September, coins like Toshi as well as Ski Mask Dog bottomed out in September, and then by the end of the year, they ended up pulling multiples of 25x to 100x. Could history repeat? Well, the charts are certainly setting up in a similar manner. So let's get into this video on the top 10 coins to buy on Base. So in the intro to this video, I mentioned how coins like Toshi bottomed out last year in September of 2024 and then went on to do an amazing run. Now the current market cap is $251 million. If we look at what occurred in last September 2024, I have circled it over here in an orange circle. This was the bottom. This bottom happened at around a $30 million market cap. And then by January of 2025, around 4 months later, this thing pulled over a 27x from that bottom. The all-time high market cap was around $930 million. It almost did hit 1 billion. Now we're currently at 250 million. And as you can see, we are pulling back once again. Now Toshi is coin number 1 for this video. I want to make it clear. I do think Toshi will do well, but I don't see it as the best risk reward opportunity out of the coins I will mention because it's already a higher market cap. But there is a world where this does run and make a new all-time high. Like I said, the current market cap, $250 million. This is the original meme coin on the Base chain. It is Brian Armstrong's cat, Toshi. There's really not much to it other than the fact that it's a meme coin created, again, after Brian Armstrong's cat. Now, getting into the price chart over here, this thing is setting up nicely. As we can see, we do have this horizontal resistance level running across, and there is also consecutive higher lows happening here on the chart. So it does look like a pretty clean higher time frame ascending triangle is forming over here on this Toshi chart. Now what we want to be looking out for is for a dip back to around the low 200 million market cap levels over the next few days, really into the start of September. Right? If we come around this trend line and into these levels over here, I'm saying this is fresh demand down to around $213 million in market cap. We want to look forward to reclaim the trend line and then go and attack this horizontal resistance. It is setting up for a big move, as are many coins on Base. And I'm going to show you a lot of different charts. Most of them have been pulling back like this, okay? Pulling back into some key fresh demand levels. So we want to be paying attention. Again, I don't see Toshi as the best risk reward opportunity, but it is setting up for something. And I could see a world where it does go on, test the all-time highs, or even make new all-time highs above $1 billion market cap. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on now to coin number 2. Coin number 2 is not going to be a meme coin. It's going to be a fundamental coin. This coin has gotten a lot of attention and for very good reason. And this one is KETA, KTA. Currently, KETA is trading for 91 cents with a market cap of $372 million. Now, KETA is launching their own mainnet very soon. However, they have been trading on the Base network since this coin launched. So this is technically a coin to buy on Base, which is why I'm including it in this video. If you're not familiar with what KETA is, it is a huge network, and they say KETA serves as a common ground for all payment networks and assets. So payments, real-world assets, all in one. These guys were just at the SALT conference in Wyoming in the US, which a lot of big government compliant companies were at, as well as government officials, big projects as well, like Hedera Hashgraph. So anyways, KETA is definitely making their way into the scene right now. And also they're partnered up with Google. So this project has made a lot of noise for very good reason. This is not going to be a full fundamental dive. I'll do that in a later video. However, KETA is definitely worth mentioning. And myself, as well as some members in the Mastermind, have been accumulating this one quietly. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the price chart. So this is the KTA price chart on the Blofin exchange. If you guys are interested in signing up to Blofin, go ahead and use my link down in the description below and you get a bunch of awesome sign-up bonuses, as well as access to the Empire trading floor if you make a minimum deposit of $300 and follow the steps of using the Telegram bot down in the description below. However, here on Blofin, let's go ahead and go through the chart. So this is a level of interest here at 90 cents. Why is that? Well, if we go to the 3-day time frame, we are actually in a 3-day level of demand over here, from 90 cents down to around 76 cents. Now, as we can see, this level has already been filled but no candle closures have happened inside of this level of demand. So this is a level where, again, I have begun building a position in KTA, and this is not the only relevant level on the chart. Okay, there is one lower if this thing does continue to drop. And I will mention right now, a lot of these coins, they went on really big runs. For example, KTA went up 339% in a period of just 51 days. And now we're seeing basically every single base coin pull back right now. They're all pulling back in tandem, which is really interesting. And as a general rule of thumb, we want to look to buy and accumulate coins that are bullish on pullbacks of a minimum of 40 to 60%. And the really, really juicy opportunities, if they line up with solid demand zones, come in on pullbacks of 60% to 80%. Keep that in mind, guys. That is a very important rule to follow if you want the best risk-reward entry opportunities. But if we look at the top of this move here from the 11th of August down to the low, this thing already pulled back 57% into the 3-day level of demand, and it is currently down 46% just at the start of this level. Okay, so not a horrible spot to look to accumulate if you are bullish on KTA. Now the lower level that really interests me is going to be down on the 5-day time frame, and this also lines up with the quarterly open. The quarterly open is down here at 61 cents. So this is a 5-day demand. I'll just take it from where it is fresh and hasn't been used. And this lines up directly with our quarterly open. Okay, this is going to come into play. I mean, really the whole start of the demand zone would be from 75 cents down to around 60 cents. However, if we take it from where it is fresh, we can see it's really from around 67 cents, again, down to 61 cents. Okay, so these are your levels to look to accumulate KTA if you are bullish on it. And also, we can pull a Fibonacci. And let me just take this off. If we pull a fib from the high down to the swing low, you can see that we are currently in the golden pocket, okay? And then the 5-day demand level lines up directly with the 78.6 Fibonacci retracement at 66.3 cents. High level of interest, and I certainly have my eyes on it, and I can't be the only one. Kita is bullish. Look into it on your own. Nothing I say in this video is financial advice, but look into this one on your own. Let's go ahead and move on now to coin number 3 of the video. Coin number 3, Ski Mask Dog. Another one that I mentioned in the intro that bottomed out in last September. All right, the current market cap is $42.7 million. If we look at the all-time high market cap, this thing reached over $300 million. And I want to illustrate how it bottomed out in last September right now. So let's go look at the price chart. So here's the price chart for Ski Mask Dog. And again, if we look at what happened over here, September 2nd, September 9th, these weeks, right? These were the final weeks of accumulation before this thing just took off and went up insane multiples. For example, if we just measure the move over here from the week of September 2nd to the all-time high, this thing went up 420x. Yes, that's right, 420x in 91 days. That is no joke, folks. Now, as you guys know, if you follow the channel, I first called Ski Mask Dog over here in June of 2024, around a $10 to a $13 million market cap. It bottomed out in September at market cap levels around 500K to 600K, and then it went up, to around $350 million. So definitely, I mean, just an amazing move. So many people in my community just really banked coin on this one. And let's go ahead and take a look at what's happening right now with the chart. Look, if you're not familiar with what Ski Mask Dog is, it's a meme coin with a dog with a ski mask. This thing really rose to prominence because of Brian Jung and his group pushing it, which is quite interesting. However, again, I spotted it well early last June, and it went on to be an amazing runner. So let's look at what's happening now with Ski Mask Dog. It's pretty clear to me that we're in this nice horizontal range. Okay, we are range bound. The range high is around $100 million market cap, and the current range low is around a $28 million market cap. Like I said already, all these base coins, they are all pulling back right now. All right, every single one basically. Every single one. Now, if we look at Ski Mask Dog here, it is coming back into this 1-week level of demand from market cap levels around $37 million down to $20 million. These have produced nice bounces in the past, right? Solid bounce. The second touch over here produced another solid bounce, but notice it produced a lower high, telling you that the buyers were weaker at the second tap of demand. Okay, we're now coming in for the third tap. I do think this demand zone will produce gains if you do end up buying here, okay, from around 37 down to 20 million. However, I am very interested to see if it is going to go ahead and fill this weekly fair value gap down here. Let me just go ahead and redraw this on the screen so everyone fully understands what I'm talking about. So at the start of the pump in last November, there was just a huge gap up. And then the next candle confirmed the fair value gap. So we'll take the low of the candle after the pump at 16.23 million down to the high of the candle before the pump at 2.93 million. And this gives us our weekly fair value gap. So we can go ahead and make that a neutral color and label that weekly FVG. Now, with that, we have something really interesting. Inside of the weekly fair value gap, we also have a weekly hidden order block. And the weekly hidden order block is over here from the weeks of June 10th and June 3rd of 2024. I went ahead and labeled these in green, and these come into play at around $13 to $10 million in market cap. This would make sense to be the Pico bottom. Okay, this would be a huge drop. It would be gut-wrenching, right? For current holders, for anyone buying in the range, it would be 67%. It is a stretch, I fully understand that, which is why I think it's a better idea to accumulate in weekly demand. And if you do see a drop down into the weekly fair value gap and hidden order block, that would be the signal to really look to step up your DCA if you were bullish on Ski Mask Dog, okay? I think that this thing could potentially run the highs. Even if it does it, I do think it's very possible it could run into this weekly supply. Okay, and the weekly supply is from 211 million to 260 million. And if you did end up catching it, say, down at like 20 million market cap, that's a 10x. If you do catch it in the weekly HOB, that could be as high as a 20x multiple on your money, which is really, really good. Okay, so anyways, this is Ski Mask Dog, not financial advice, but this is how I'm seeing the chart. Look, I mean, you guys can see how it's setting up. Ski Mask Dog, check it out. Hopefully you like my analysis, and I would wait for the levels to come. I think we will, at minimum, see the weekly demand level again. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to coin number 4 now. We're going to keep it on the subject of meme coins, and I will say there's no particular order to these coins that I'm mentioning. Okay, there is no particular order at all. But let's go ahead and move on now. Coin number 4, Keyboard Cat. Another one we have been on for, I mean, years now, basically, right? We haven't lost conviction in Keyboard Cat. So the current market cap is $46.7 million. The all-time high for KeyCat was around a $158 million market cap, and this happens 10 months ago in November of 2024. Now, if you're not familiar with what Keyboard Cat is, it's another meme coin. All right, this is a long-standing internet meme of the cat playing the keyboard, and this is another one of these OG-based meme coins, along with Toshi, along with Ski Mask Dog. Right, these ones have been around from the beginning. So Keyboard Cat, look, if you guys are, into base coins, you've probably heard of this one before, and I mean, this is just a long-standing internet meme as well. So a lot of popularity, and I mean, it's gotten a lot of attention. Let's go look at the price chart. So here's the weekly price chart for Keyboard Cat. And, it's pretty similar to a lot of the other ones that we've looked at already so far, where we had this clean horizontal range running. Now, the range high is going to be around $80 million. However, there is a lot of selling taking place at the $60 million market cap levels. And we can just see that with all of the wicks into the $60 million levels. More recently, one this week, right? Just the other day, price was up at 60 million. It's back down to 46 million market cap. So there's a lot of selling happening at the $60 million market cap level. Now, the range lows are coming in around 25 million. The bottom took place over here in March at a market cap of $12.6 million. So technically that is the range low, but really buyers have been stepping in really consistently from around 22 to 25 million in market cap, producing solid bounces back up to around 60 to 80 million dollars. So what are we looking out for right now? Well, look, this coin's bullish. It's gotten a lot of attention. Even Coinbase is giving this one attention. And there is a level of weekly demand right here. Okay, this level of weekly demand is from 39 million down to $33 million in market cap. This one's been a lot stronger than a lot of these other base coins, especially base meme coins, all right? So I would be looking for, another move down into this weekly demand zone. Again, 39 to 33 million. Looks like a great place to DCA if you're bullish on keyboard cat. Other than that, I would be looking again towards the range lows. Really, that is from 28 to around $22 million in market cap, okay? So these look like solid levels to look to be a buyer if you're bullish. And I think that this one will run the highs and make new all-time highs, right? The current all-time high is 190 million or so. I think that target will get ran and shattered. To be honest with you, not financial advice, do your own research, come to your own conclusion. But yeah, I'm bullish on keyboard cat. Let's go ahead and move on now to the fifth coin of the video, and let's switch the topic of conversation to artificial intelligence and get into some AI coins on base. Now, the first one is one that you really don't hear that much about. Okay, this one is REI. REI currently has a market cap of $77 million. Now, really, the only place you'll hear about REI are the shills on Twitter, and these guys will convince you to buy it when it's completely overvalued. So that's why you need to have a basic understanding of technical analysis so you don't end up being exit liquidity for the whales, right? That's what's going to happen if you just listen to the mindless Twitter shills out there, okay? So anyways, what is REI? Well, this is a really in-depth, large scope AI project, building out an entire ecosystem for AI agents. So to go over the technicalities of this project, it would require its own video on its own. So for now, I'll tell you to do your own research. You can go ahead. I recommend you read the white paper, read all the documentation, learn more about it. It's a bullish project and a lot of good things are going for it. For now, let's just go ahead and take a look at the price chart because that's the most relevant thing with these assets, right? Doesn't matter how good it is technically. You need to buy it at the correct price where the risk reward is favorable, or you can get caught in a drawdown like this. As we can see, this thing is currently down 64% from the recent all-time highs that happened just at the start of the month in August. All right, so a massive drop. And like I said earlier, those 60 to 80% retracements usually are going to provide really, really good risk-reward opportunities. So let's start off looking on the weekly chart. And I mean, this thing isn't that old. It's been around from November of 2024. Currently, it is in a level of weekly demand. If we just go ahead and draw this demand zone. Okay, this is weekly demand. Let me make this green. And we can label that weekly demand over here. So this thing is currently in weekly demand. And I mean, really, if we look at it, we're starting to come back to fair value. All of these prices here, this entire pump, this was all overinflated prices, really. I mean, this was just a kind of a blow off top type of thing. Just retail prices over here. If you notice this, this weekly demand zone, we'll see if this does end up holding. It could potentially drop a bit lower, right? Because I see this as fair value over here. I see fair value from 70 million market cap down to around $53 million. All right, notice how much time it's spent here kind of accumulating. This means there was more of a balance between buyers and sellers. And then the real breakout happened when it broke above 70 million market cap. It hasn't come and quite tested that breakout just yet. It is very close to doing so. But anyways, yeah, a lot of people FOMO'd into this pump, and this is the consequence of FOMOing. You just get washed out. You get completely destroyed. So that is why, again, no matter how good a project is, if you buy it at the wrong time, you're going to lose big time. Okay, so you have to be precise with the entries. Very, very important. So again, currently 64% from the highs, not bad. Definitely a good place if you're looking to start to build a position. I wouldn't go too heavy just yet. I think the real juice is going to come closer in the 50 to $60 million market cap levels. All right, that would be closer to a 70 to 80% retracement. A full 80% pullback would be around a $44 million market cap. Really, actually, 80% would be 42 million. All right, so I'm going to say your best buy zone is going to be from 40 to $60 million in market cap. And look, this thing has a really high potential. The dev team is very strong. All right, so I'm not going to give arbitrary price targets, but I think this one could run multiples higher. All right, do your own research, but this is REI on base. Let's go ahead and move on now to the 6th coin, I believe, of this video. Staying on the topic of AI. This one is not going to give you the best risk reward, but it's worth mentioning. This is Virtual's protocol and the virtual token. All right, currently the market cap of $762 million. I still see it as overvalued, and I still see it like this price action and valuation is really driven off of hype and speculation rather than actual, tangible value. But this is the crypto market. What do you expect? So anyways, Virtual Protocol, launch your own AI agent. We've covered virtuals in the past, and a lot of projects have launched through virtuals that have pulled amazing numbers, especially ones back in like November, December, and January, the start of this year and the end of 2024. So again, this is kind of similar to what we said about Toshi, where it's not going to really give you the best risk reward. But look, I think you probably will make money on it if you can get a good entry and look to ride up the trend. So the all-time high of Virtual is $5. This happened January 2nd of this year, 8 months ago. It is currently down 77% from that all-time high. Current price, again, $1.18. So let's go ahead now and take a look at the Virtual price chart. And this is the chart that goes all the way back from its inception, which took place when? About a year ago, September of 2024. So let's take it from the second week of launch, all right? From the second week of launch, by the way, that was a market cap of around $20 million, closed at $26 million. And to the all-time high, this thing did a 116x in a period of 105 days, around 3 months. Absolutely crazy, crazy run, guys. All right, so looking at the chart now, well, we have, or I shouldn't say I don't hold this coin, and I really don't plan on buying it. But anyways, this coin, as you can see, is in a pretty clear downtrend of lower highs and lower lows right now. But it is coming into some areas of interest. What are those? Well, I'm going to draw a weekly fair value gap again. Okay, it's just above this weekly fair value gap. Let's go ahead and make this a neutral color. Okay, now inside of the weekly fair value gap, we have some interesting stuff. We have a weekly hidden order block here. Not really the biggest. And this is coming in around a $500 million market cap. This would be a pretty gut-wrenching drop from the current price. I think if it's going to happen, it's going to happen, relatively soon. And really, I'm going to take it to the bottom of the fair value gap. Now, let's be precise with this zone. All right, so this is coming in right at $500 million in market cap. A nice, clean, psychological round number. So if it were to drop to this, it would be a drop of around 30%. Not really that impossible. I think it would happen very quick at the start of September to mark a bottom. All right, but anyways, I would look, if you want to buy virtuals, I would wait until it at least comes into the weekly fair value gap, starting at $672 million. Your best risk reward opportunity, if you can get it, would be at a $500 million market cap. Real quick, in US dollar value, that would be a price of around 75 cents. All right, guys. So that's Virtual's protocol. Hope you guys enjoyed that little analysis. And let's go ahead and move on now to the next coin in the video. And the next coin is going to be a very low market cap coin that I talk quite a bit here on the channel, Crypto Empire. By the way, guys, smash the subscribe button down below and get this video to 1,000 likes. But the next coin in the video is going to be, drumroll please, Treble Swap, TREB, and the TREB token. Currently, TREB is trading for 17.4 cents. It has a market cap of around $1.4 million. All right, guys, so Treble Swap, the first V4 DEX on Base. It launched back in January of this year, and the launch price, again, was 12 cents. It went on a crazy run after launch to around 350, and it's currently trading at 17 cents. Guys, if you haven't watched the recent Treble video, go ahead and check that out. I explain everything about this project. All right, so let's go and take a look at the chart. So looking at the Treble Swap price chart over here, again, launch price was 12 cents, just went on an insane run after launch. And in my opinion, this is forming an accumulation lake. So what needs to happen for TREB is a break of around the $1.8 to $2 million market cap levels. Now from this recent bottom, the price actually jumped about 52%, and it's currently up 34% from this recent bottom. And a lot of healthy distribution took place over here, where a lot of early holders went ahead and sold their entire stack at the bottom basically. So really healthy distribution. So with the Jeets out, the Chads can now go ahead and get in. And anyways, I see an accumulation lake forming. I'm very bullish on TreZOR with all the developments in the pipeline, everything they're building, all the collaborations. I would go ahead and look into TreZOR if you haven't already. Look, it's a high risk, high reward play. It's a micro cap coin, but if things do work out, this thing could shoot and it could go pretty damn high. Not financial advice, do your own research, but TreZOR on base, go ahead and check it out on your own. Let's go ahead and move on now to the next coin of the video. The next coin is going to be, moving it back over to meme coins, but one that has gotten a lot of recognition from Coinbase itself and the Coinbase team, the base team itself, Mr. Miggles on base, the Miggles token. Currently, Miggles is trading for 27.6 cents with a market cap of $26.5 million. The all-time high of Miggles was 19 cents. And this is down 85%. This happened last November of 2024. So Miggles, this is like the Coinbase cat basically. Again, this thing's gotten a lot of recognition. The base X account has tweeted this out. The Coinbase X account has tweeted this out. Some really interesting stuff, right? Because they don't really do that with a lot of other base coins. So yeah, Mr. Miggles. I mean, there's definitely something going on with the project. Let's go ahead and take a look at the price chart. So here is Miggles, and with Miggles, this one launched last July, and this thing just went on a crazy moonshot basically the second, third week after launch, because Coinbase tweeted it out. I believe the Coinbase NFT account on X tweeted it out, and it just went to the stratosphere from like nothing to a high over here of $114 million. It's had some pretty crazy volatility where it came back to 13 million over here. We can look at where it was last September. And yeah, I mean, the lows came in over here the 6th of September at 15 million. So September really seems to be a great place, a great time in the year to buy your favorite coins, guys. I'm bullish, right? I think September is going to be a pretty crazy month. And if some lows come in early in September, that is going to be a golden opportunity to go ahead and accumulate your favorite coins for a big run. That's just me, not financial advice though. But if we look at what's happening on Mr. Miggles, like every single base coin I've showed you so far in this video, they are all pulling back pretty substantially from earlier in the month. This thing was at $44.5 million. It's currently at around 26 million, down 40%. Again, those 40 to 60% pullbacks, that's what we like. The really juicy ones, 60 to 80%, but still 40%, pretty substantial. And where is it, guys? It's at the range lows. It's at these range lows over here, guys. Okay, so the real range lows are coming in around 23 million. Currently, it's 26 million. But look, I mean, you'll probably do well around these areas. Obviously, for better risk reward, you can wait for like 20 million if you want, if it gives that. Okay, but around these levels is where, if you're bullish on something like Miggles and you want to accumulate, like it's now over 40% from the recent high. It's nearing the range lows. Maybe it does come down to 20 to 23 million. But regardless, right, these are the levels where it's time to pay attention. If we get a dip in early September, like, what happened over here last year where it bottomed out in early September, pay attention, okay? And where did it go over here? It went to basically the range lows. So the range lows, again, 20 million market cap. Yeah, all-time highs over here, around 180, 200 million. I think these highs have a very good chance of getting run and potentially broken to the upside, guys. So do your own research, not financial advice, but Mr. Miggles, it's worth checking out on your own. Let's go ahead and move on now to the 9th coin of the video, guys. We are coming in to our top 10 coins to buy on base, coming to the end of it. So number 9 is going to be back to AI and kind of a meme coin AI play, but that's Clanker on base. So this is the Clanker website. It says deploy a token in seconds. Clanker lets you launch instantly tradable tokens on base, as well as Arbitrum. No dev needed, and you can airdrop to your community, all this type of stuff. Anyways, Clanker is currently trading for 44.22 cents. Market cap is $44 million. The all-time high of Clanker was $141. This happened when? Last November, 9 months ago. It's down 68.8% from that all-time high. So again, this basically just is a meme coin launcher. It's integrated into the Base ecosystem, into the Base app. Coinbase and the Base team has definitely paid a lot of attention to Clanker, and some really interesting collaborations with that and connections. So yeah, I think this one is bullish and I can see it doing really well. Let's go look at the price chart. So here's the Clanker price chart on the daily time frame. This one launched in November last year when AI agents were booming, and it really just ran straight up to the all-time high after launch. From then, it's just been making these lower highs after lower highs, another lower high here, although it did, break this swing high. So that's a break of market structure. That's a bullish break of market structure. All right, when it breaks a swing high, closes above it, you basically want to look to buy the pullback in a key level. So it's time to pay attention to Clanker right now. It broke out of the bull flag in July. It hit a market cap of around 70 million, and now it's pulling back. So this is the pullback to pay attention to, again, because of the change of character and the break of market structure above the swing high at $60 million. I see fresh demand over here at the origin of this pump, and this is from 40 million down to around 36, $37 million. All right, this would be, if it comes down, that would be right at our 40% threshold that we look for the retracements, for the best risk reward opportunities. So again, that's 40 million to around 36 million. I can see this one running the highs, right? A lot of attention from Base and Coinbase. Just look to get the best entry you possibly can. It's not a bad spot at all to look to accumulate. But again, if we get that dip like we have in previous years in early September, that's going to be your best opportunity going forward, guys. Okay? Now let's go ahead and move on to the next coin in the video. So the last coin of this video is going to be a gaming coin on Base. And this one's going to be Medicaid. All right, Medicaid currently has a market cap of $22.3 million. The fully diluted valuation is $26 million. So most of the coins are in circulation right now. And the all-time high happened last December at 4.7 cents. So it's down 72% from that all-time high. So I'm not going to do a full fundamental deep dive on Medicaid. I made a video about this one not too long ago. Go ahead and watch that video. I'll leave the link down in the description below if you want to learn everything about Medicaid. But this is the home of gaming on Base. And there's a good chance they do get a Base mini app. They were at the Base on-chain summit, as well as other big projects, for example, like TREB, and a lot of the other coins I mentioned in this video were there, right? So I imagine a lot of collaboration is going to take place. But in terms of a gaming coin on Base, this one is definitely one to look into at currently a $22 million market cap. So here we're looking at the Medicaid price chart. And when I made this video, I laid out the 6-day order block from around 1.4 to 1.4 cents. And price is below it. And with that, it is in a pretty big level of daily demand here. Okay, but this is just why you can't FOMO, right? Because there's so many people, oh, you got to buy Medicaid, guys. Oh my God, it's going to the moon. And I looked at the chart and I determined, like, no, I don't want to be a buyer up here. If anything, I would be interested at 1.4 cents. It's at 1.3 cents now. This is why you need patience in crypto. And again, like I've shown with every single Base coin in this video, they're all pulling back right now into when? Early September. What is early September? It's typically an amazing place to accumulate your favorite coins. Anyways, the current price is down 47%. A 60% dip would take this thing to about a penny, around 1 penny. And really 1 penny is where the true demand lies if we look at this chart. Because this pump, big pump, but I mean, where's the origin? It's right at 1 cent. So fresh demand and a 60% pullback is going to be at a penny. If we dip down there in early September, lads, does it even need to be said? If you're bullish on Medicaid, this is your best risk reward buy zone buying opportunity, in my opinion. All right, don't overcomplicate it. Plan your levels, and then if your levels are offered by the market, execute on your plan. This is not financial advice, but these are the top 10 coins to buy on Base, according to myself, Connor from Crypto Empire. So in this video, we cover the top 10 coins to buy on the Base network heading into early September, which is typically an amazing time to accumulate your favorite altcoins. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you let me know by smashing the like button down below. Again, let's get this video to 1,000 likes, everyone. Also, if you're brand new to Crypto Empire and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead right now and smash that subscribe button down below and turn on all the notifications. so you don't miss any future videos. Also guys, leave a comment down below on your favorite coins on the Base network, and if you're bullish on any of the ones I mentioned in this video, let me know in the comment section down below. But that's all from me today. My name is Connor from Crypto Empire, and I'll see you in the next video.